Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, and we're here for another Rise to War guide, my friends. A little quick one here. I want to talk about the season guide. Now, I mentioned the leaderboards in another video. This is another way you can get to them, all right? I mentioned another video. I actually mentioned it through the profile thing. But you can also get to it here. The leaderboard's at the bottom. It's the little button that pops in and out. One thing I appreciate in the Rise to War phone game is it doesn't really clutter your screen all the time with a bunch of things. So many other phone games do that, and they drive me crazy. But anyway, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That does help you out. Let's talk about seasons. And what does this button even mean? So, I've talked about this once in the past, but I don't think I covered it. So we're going to talk about the progression tab and the target tab, what these things are. Okay, so this might be a little wordy, might not be for everyone, this video, I understand, but if you need the knowledge, that's what this video is for those people. And again, we have fun here. I do lots of Lord of the Rings content. It's not just Rise to War. I like Rise to War, but I do tons of different Lord of the Rings games, tons of guides for things, replica reviews, lots of stuff. So if any of that stuff sounds cool to you, maybe this video isn't for you, go check out my other playlists too if you would. Maybe you'll have some really fun. We have a blast here. Lots of Lord of the Rings stuff. So, basically, as we go through the progression thing, use this as your entire server does things, right? It's pretty self-explanatory. There's usually a time that always it triggers automatically, or your group does something to get to it. So in this server, for example, at the beginning, it doesn't show you the time now, but there's usually a big timer at the top. We had to take 40,000 tiles, land tiles, the whole server, which is a lot. Now, I mean, there's probably hundreds of thousands of land tiles. They're these little squares, right? These are land tiles in the game, and there are a lot. It's a big Middle Earth, my friends. So there's a ton of different things, okay? And in fact, you know what? We're gonna go look at Rivendell while I do this because it's pretty. So we'll look at Rivendell. So that's the first one, basically. That's what the goal is. If you don't get it done in time, that's okay. It goes to the next stage, right? So automatically at the first one, basically everyone gets a free 200 gems just for fun. This is great for free-to-players. Just gives us some extra gems. Then it gives more mathams available. Limited chests, some special chests comes out. That's something that if you're going to pay money or save up your gems for free-to-play, you might want to spend on. That's up to you. But that's the first thing that pops out. Then we get the next thing, which is in search of power. Everyone's ring power get to a certain level. You can make it go faster, the timer, by finishing the 30 million? 30 million, right? But yeah, 30 million ring power across the entire server. That's quite a lot, actually, that we got. But that's basically your ring levels up. So my ring is only level 110, and I've been playing now for the whole month. So think about how many players is actually playing for that in the server. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. But you know what? I don't think it's by level of the ring. I think the ring actually has a certain amount of power. So maybe it's still a freaking lot of people, but I think it's this. So my total ring power is 142,000. Okay, all right, that makes a little more sense. I'm thinking numbers of players. So we're talking thousands of people on this single server out of their like 50 servers, or whatever their server amount is. But that's that goal. So you guys know what it is for newer players. And then you get available, the mobs get stronger on the map, which are the things you can attack to get, some extra resources and XP. Mobs I talk about that in other guide videos, but they're the armies that sit on top of tiles, not when you attack a tile and fight that unit. That doesn't count as a mob, that just counts as the army defending the tile. The mobs are the things on top of the tile. All right? Nice. All right, cool. And then you get another chest. And then you get this one. Form a bunch of fellowships. Warbands, fellowship are interchangeable depending on what side you're on. Since we're on the rune side, they call it a warband. But have reached level 15 on the server. We only had 4 at the time. There's more now, obviously. But at the time of the timer, we only had 4. Also, this guy looks a lot like Dane Ironfoot over here. And I think I'm supposed to be Dane, which I don't know why he'd be at this council meeting. But it's a really cool picture. I still like it. Everyone gets 200 gems when the time's up or you finish it. And then we all get the ability to unlock structured development, which is a thing you can do. Basically occupy structures and develop the structure to earn buffs. So this is when you can start this is for the Rebuilding Glory game mode, where main bases you take, like for example Rivendell, you can actually get upgrades on it and build together and make it stronger. You also get map tips. This is where tips and mob tips have started appearing in the tavern. All right. And this has something to do with the tavern. I have a video on that if you need it, but it's not really that super important. But that's what happens there. Fellowship boost activates. Also, if you want to go to just know about the target tab, you could just skip in the video to that. That's totally fine if you don't care about this part. If you just want to hear about the target, okay? Just don't. I won't feel bad. All right, fellowship boost, and that's cool. And some more mathums. Moving on. Same thing. This is just killing a bunch of mobs on the field. The mobs get stronger. You get another matham chest comes out. Have 45,130 tiles on the server. We get a fellowship boost activate. Another thing, we can make our second fortresses upgrade, which is in the boost tab of the fellowship tab. If you know what that, it's this thing. So basically these activate, it will activate the second one, right, that you can get to, and then you'll be able to get to the third one later, and it'll say that as we go through the season, right? So I'm going to rush through the rest of these a little faster than I've been going. So sweet. You finished that one. Awesome. That is this one with the tiles. Cool. Then you get the rings have reached level 65 on the server. Cool. This one gives you the ability of double time movement, I believe. Control your armies marching. Yeah, they can go faster. Your armies. The mobs turn to level 30. Ample power. The structures and landmarks occupied factions begin to produce power. So at this point is when you get a lot more ring power, because the and you also get 200 gems, obviously. But your rings get a certain amount of power from your land tiles. But at this point, whatever fortress you occupy, Rivendell, Dugaldor, Barad-dûr, Minas Tirith, any of those, Erebor, they start giving you power to everyone in your faction, right, that owns it, or your fellowship. Then you have stability. Factions cannot be changed after this point. Some people, you can technically move factions or move fellowships. That's where it stops. You can't at this point when this is over, this part. Cooldown time increases when rejoining a fellowship warband, so you can still switch fellowship and warband, but it's longer. And then you also have more matham chests, blah blah blah. 50 regions controlled. Those are the large areas on the map that I showed you a minute ago. Irrelevant to needing to know that right now, but you get 200 more gems, more fellowship boost, higher mobs, kind of similar things again. Merit store. This is where you get access to the merit store in the same tab as where the boosts are with the fellowship tab, okay? Which is really cool. Another thing, it's not the regular store, it's different. So if you go into your warband or fellowship, the merit store, so we have the regular, oh, this is the merit store actually, right here. This is the one. So this is where you can get your little travel change locations. I'm gonna actually take one of those and the different things here, okay? I'm gonna just gobble those up before I forget. And then also you have the regular store too for doing trading in your base, right, your marketplace. But you get access to that, which is like, sweet, awesome, good, good, good. And then we're getting close to the end here. And the last one's really important to kind of know. So again, the access to the merit store, rebuilding glory, and this is obviously all factions develop structures 10. That's the main bases upgrading, like Rivendell or whatever. And then size control, or size control. I don't know what I'm reading. At the end of the countdown, factions will be ranked according to the region occupied. So this one is just a time, no matter what. And you can actually click and see the rankings here of the different locations and things like that, which is kind of cool. Little side note. But we get mobs level 40. We get our last fortress you can get on the thing. You get more stuff in the merit store, and you get this, which is still of the Gale. So Gales have been still all around within Eriador, North Rovanian, and South Rovanian realms, allowing flying, so they get removed, okay? Stilled by meaning the Gales stop. There's a thing that doesn't allow flying units to get to the areas around the ring, because it would be like, it keeps really big factions from being like, ha, you know, we're so strong, we got our flying units already, haha, we get to the ring first before everybody else. It keeps a balance for smaller groups and for groups that start near. It lets everyone get to flying units kind of at the same time, so that once this triggers, everyone can go in with their flying units to try to capture strategic spots to take the ring and fight for it first. That's what that is. That's an important one to know about. Control. Any factions occupied 3 faction capitals. Cool. I think that was us that actually got this done immediately. So this one just triggered instantly after the other one finished. We already had it. This one allows Dugaldor's protection fades. So Dugaldor is, again, one of the main objectives of the game here in the center, because it's like a risk map. It has protection where no one can take it until that drops. So that drops, obviously, pretty automatically for us because we already had it done. And then it brings up this one, where it's occupied Dugaldor, and available, the Gales has still... around the area of central Anduin Vale, the realms. Okay, so once Dugeldor falls, there's still gales. So example, those gales are all located that drop the first part around the edges here, okay? And then once someone takes Dugeldor, the ones closer to the area drop. So that allows other people to try to take it back. It basically makes it less difficult so that if someone gets to it faster, it's a balancing mechanism is what it is. You can kind of think how it makes sense, right? Then it allows everyone to fly even closer to it so that it makes it even harder for the defenders to defend it and give everyone a chance to take it back. And then once that's taken, everyone gets 200 gems and those get removed so people can try to take it back from them. And then any faction occupies 5 faction capitals in total. All right, so at the time only had one, or actually this isn't done yet. I think this is just the end of the game. So I guess one of us has to occupy it or the time of the season runs out. Okay, cool, awesome. Target. Let's talk about this one real fast, all right? So right now, I'm a renowned conqueror. We don't have Dugeldor, so we can't get this one. Maybe we'll get this one if we take it. Who knows? I'll let you know in an update video sooner or later. This is season 19 for me, I think, my 19th season. It depends on when you join. It doesn't matter, like, they're not official season numbers. I'm just saying this is my 19th season that I've played the game. I played the game with almost no stop, with just little days here and there, joining the next one I could join with any group immediately, okay? Which does help if you play a lot to earn free stuff with free-to-play. Now, I put money into the game too, but a lot of my stuff I've earned is free-to-play, like almost half of it, and I have a lot. So that's just, you can earn stuff if you play the game a lot, which is cool. And it's actually easier to earn more gems now than it used to be. They've given a lot more free stuff, which is cool. I appreciate that. A lot of people asked for that, and they listened, so that was good on the devs. And side note, not that it's important, if you are going to spend money on gems, I do have a link down there that will give you some extra on top, same price, and it's their official thing, and it'll also give me some to support the channel as well. No, they're not sponsoring this particular video. They just gave me a link that you guys can use, and I always forget to tell people, but it's there if you want to use it. It is official from them. So, Renowned Creator, Rebuilding Glory. So this session will end. Basically, it shows you what kind of campaign you're in here, and I'm in the Rebuilding Glory campaign. It'll explain what that is. So we have Backenders who's sitting and waiting for a campaign. You have Rebuilding Glory is one of their campaigns. Tactician Evolved, this is one of the more generic ones that makes units a little bit more valuable. And then Kings of Men, Rings of Power Kings of Men is really, I like this one a lot. There's no factions. It's just you all start as kingdoms. It's basically a big risk generic kingdom, no factions. So kind of fun. And there used to be, some of these are role-playing and some of them are not role-playing. Role-playing means you can only have evil units and evil unit commanders on the side you're playing on, and vice versa with the good side. Regular means you can just use anyone, and it's just like a risk board game. It doesn't really matter if you're good or evil units. You can just battle with whoever you like, their abilities, which I kind of like. I like that it gives a little bit more spice to the design, but it doesn't mean that the role-playing doesn't give spice too, but having to think about good and evil units and how they balance against each other, or in the non-role-playing, how certain good units fighting each other, bad units fighting each other, also makes different metas and stuff. So they're both cool. You can see here development on what we have. My rings power. So this is my own personal stuff. Rapid development, increased. Oh my goodness! I just realized I haven't been doing this. I gotta be doing this. So this is me helping increase other structures' development points. I'm gonna start that today. That'll be easy to get it up real quick. This season is expected to last for 60 days before the cutoff. The season began 34 days ago, so I'm going to be working on that. And then you got team things, what you've done as a team. We are rank 1, so technically we're going to get 300 points, all right? And this is merit, and based off your ranking, this is certain things you'll earn and stuff. I have to do some more of these to make sure I've finished and met all my personal goals for the game. Glory of Rebuilding Middle-earth. There's some extra points if you take 8 or more structures or whatever. So you can get the title for 700, but if you have 8 or more structures on top of that, which is like the main basis besides Dugeldor, or 12, you get more, but there's really no point to take these. It just has a, like, we like to not, it's hard to do. You have to really overwhelm the server to do that. And also, it's kind of lame to take everyone else's bases. It's like if you take Dugeldor and have a couple bases, it's like, what, 100 points extra, where everyone else is going to get, 400 points too. But if you take their bases, they won't even get those, right? We just don't like to do that. Like, I don't like to do that. I think it's lame. But so that's just extra stuff though. And then you have Occupied Duldor, gives you some points. That's just for taking it once. I don't believe you have to have it forever. But then your faction occupied one, we have 4 of the 12 main structures in the game. You can see a list here of all of them. So these are all the other ones they were talking about that you could take. The Grey Havens, Kenland, Edoras, Bruck-Kal, Barad-dûr, Orthanc, Erebor, Minas Tirith, Carndûm, Rivendell, Ridersburg, Elven King's Hall. And then you can click to see the location. So like, we go to Erebor. There it is. Erebor! Right? Cool. So anyway, that's pretty much all of these. And then you can see what I'm earning down here in the corner. I'm only at 300, but once I finish the other things, that'll be no big deal. And then you can see what you will earn at the end of the season. If you are the title of taking Erebor, you'll be able to choose this as one of your rewards, or you'll be able to choose all of these other ones as rewards every season. Right? Cool. All right, my friends. Well, that is kind of that. We did it. Have a great day in Middle-earth. Thanks to my Patreons for the support. Thank you, Reb, for being a royal guard. I appreciate that greatly. Subscribe button's there if I earned it. Next episode's over there. You can check out my main playlist on LOTRO Tale. I do voiceovers in Lord of the Rings Online over there. And have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Baruch Hazad, Kuzad, and you. Stay happy, my friends, and I'll see you in the next ones.